Right. Can I get a confirmation if you're seeing my screen?
Yeah, it is there.
All right. Thank you so much.
We can see.
Thank you. Thank you, admin. So what brings us here today is the German exchange program for different professionals. And we have, under the German program, we have a number of programs that we are looking at. Number one is German Healthcare Exchange Program. Then number two is a skilled program for other skilled workers. Then number three, we are looking at, we call it voluntary service here, that is BFD and FSJ. Then number four, we have apprenticeship. Then number five, we have the au pair program. So I will begin with the first program, that is the healthcare exchange program. So basically under healthcare exchange program, as the name suggests, we are looking at healthcare practitioners in different fields. And our focus is on nurses, clinical officers, assistant nurses, public health officers, health records officers, and community health officers. So these are some of the categories that we are looking to, that we have opportunities for, and we're looking to link our citizens to these opportunities in Germany. So we have different requirements for these programs. So for healthcare program, number one requirement, generally for any program in Germany, the number one requirement is the language. You can't get to Germany for any purpose if you're not conversant with their language. So even for this program, you need to be very well conversant with the German language. And here we are looking at up to level A2, of German language training. I will take you through the German language training and everything that it entails, but let me just first brush through healthcare program. Then number two requirement for this program is all members that are joining the healthcare program need to be registered by their professional body. So if you're talking about nurses, we are looking at the Nursing Council of Kenya, and the other categories also have their professional bodies. So we are looking at one, either enrolled or registered members, healthcare members. Then the number three requirement for the healthcare program are the documents, the various documents. We'll be looking at them. We have the license first. We have curriculum vitae. We have recommendation letters from your previous employers. And if you are new in the field, then we're looking at recommendation letters from your area of attachment. And we're also looking at your CV. So the documents have to be in English, then they also have to be translated in German. So we'll be guiding you further on how to do this. We have formats of arranging these documents that we'll be sharing with those that will be enrolling for the program. Then we also have certified translators that are working with us that will be able to connect you so that we ensure that the process runs very smooth and seamless. So for the German healthcare program, number one, you will be given accommodation, entitlement. Yes. So what are you entitled to in the German program? That is upon enrollment. What are you entitled to? So number one, for the German program, for the healthcare program, you are going to be given accommodation for the first 3 to 6 months. You'll be given accommodation for the first 3 to 6 months. Then after working for this month now, you can look for your alternative accommodation in Germany. So we believe by then you'll have worked and you know the environment and you have cash in your bank. So that one can be able to help you to look for your alternative accommodation. Then number two is you will be given medical cover by the employer for the entire duration that you'll be in Germany. So if you get yourself a 2-year contract, you're going to be granted a 2-year medical cover. If you're going to get like a 5-year contract, the medical cover will range for that period. Then number 3, the employer is going to cover the travel insurance. The employer is going to ensure that the travel insurance is covered in this German healthcare exchange program. Then number 4, we have air ticket. Now this one depends. This one depends with the agreement that you'll have with the employer. So scenarios are, we have like 4 scenarios. So number 1, you can be lucky enough that the employer pays for the air ticket. Then number 2, we have another scenario where the employer will cover part of the air ticket. That is the cost of the travel. Then we have another one where the employer might ask you to, pay for the air ticket. Then they're going to refund, or they can ask you to cover the cost of the travel. So it depends with the engagement that you're going to have with the employer. But we always advise that whoever is enrolling in the program, then you'll be prepared financially, so that in case the employer doesn't grant you, doesn't cover the cost of the travel, then you can be able to cover the same when you get the visa and the letter of offer. So because of the difference in the context, the healthcare practices, you've been practicing here in Kenya, now you're going to a new land that has a different culture and a different healthcare setting and rules. So you will be required to take to undergo further training for at least 6 months and at most 12 months. This further training is to equip you with the healthcare practices of Germany. This training is to be able to help you familiarize with the difference in the healthcare practices in Germany, because these are 2 environments that has very different contexts. So now, upon finishing this this training, you can then be given a license to now fully practice in your professional capacity in Germany. So for the then number 2, like I told you, you'll need the level A1 and level A2 of German language training. However, when you cross over to Germany, the employer might require you to advance your language so that you are equipped up to level B2. So this one, you will take the training in case it is required. You will take the training also when you settle in Germany. And one good factor about this program is all further training that you undergo when you get to Germany will be fully sponsored by the employer. All further training that you're going to undertake, that is the 6 to 12 months training plus the language training, all the costs and the expenses of the training will be covered by the employer. And all the training is going to be undertaken on a part-time basis. So when you settle to Germany, you begin to work immediately. Then the training will be taken on a part-time basis as you work. Then now, once you conclude the training and you're fully incorporated in the German system, then you'll see that your pay will increase, because now you are fully certified to work in Germany as a healthcare practitioner. So I'll be very brief, and I will give you a time to ask a few questions, which we'll respond to. So moving forward to the next program, this is the skill program. Now, healthcare program is for healthcare practitioners alone. They are skilled workers, yes, but we also have other skilled professionals that wish to work in Germany, and we haven't forgotten them either. So we have a program for skilled professionals. These are people that have degrees and diplomas in different areas. These are professionals that have been working, and they have they have diplomas and degrees in different areas. So the skill program is open for workers. We have 2 categories under the skill program. We have 1, those professionals that undertook academic training. Then number 2, we have those that undertook non-academic training. So by academic training, we are looking at those that enrolled for various diplomas and degrees in colleges and universities. Then for non-academic training, we are looking for those that we call them vocational, those that took vocational training. And I'm going, in the next slide, you will see the difference in these professionals who belong in the academic category and who belongs in the non-academic category. So for skilled workers also, just like the healthcare programs and any other program that involves Germany, you need to be conversant with their language. And this one calls for level B2 of the German language training. And none of you should be worried because all this training, the German language training, will be fully facilitated by Global Health and Immigration Consultancy. And I'm going to talk about the training in the other slides that I will be covering. So for the skill program, like I told you, we have two categories, the academic and the non-academic. So for the academic category, we have opportunities for different professionals. And I would just like to echo how we work at GHIC. We look for the opportunities first. We ensure that we have opportunities and we have slots. Then we look for now the people to enroll for the program. That explains why we are not looking to recruit everybody. Yes, we are not looking to recruit everybody because we do not have opportunities for everybody in Germany. But for those that are lucky, are the ones that you are mentioning here. So for academic, we have physicians. This one, we are looking at doctors with different specialties. Doctors with different specialties are very much welcome to apply to the program. Then number two, we are looking at scientists. In scientists, we're looking those that have majored in biotechnology. We are looking those that have majored in chemistry. In chemistry, we are looking at industrial chemistry. We are also looking at analytical chemistry. Then we're also looking at those that have majored in energy and environment. Looking at those that have majored in energy and environment. Then we're also looking at medical technologists. Yes, medical technologies. Then we have also pharmaceuticals. So these are the different majors that we're looking at under scientists. We have those that have majored in pharmaceuticals. Then we're also looking at those that have majored in physics. Then under skill category, we have non-academic, those that undertook non-academic training. And here we are majorly looking at craftsmen. So this involves those that took, and this one, the non-academic training is usually short courses like for 6 months to 1 year. Most of them feature under the non-academic training. So here we are looking at people in the construction industry. Here we're also looking at people in the metal and electrical industry. Then we're also looking at those in wood and plastic industry. We're also looking at those that have majored in artisanal food production. Then we're also looking at those that have majored in clothing and textile, like tailors. Yes, then we're also looking at those that have majored in graphic design. So if you realize these are professionals under this category, usually take 3 months or to 1 year course. So it is usually a very short duration course. So that explains the difference between the academic and the non-academic category. Then now our number one program is what we call apprenticeship. Apprenticeship is a 3-year training program. Actually, it is equivalent to what we call vocational training here in Kenya. So with this apprenticeship, you are attached to a company in different fields that I will mention in my next slide. So you are attached at a company for a duration of 3 years. So it is basically a training for 3 years. Then after the 3 years, so that is in different industries. Yes. So after the 3 years, you are given a certificate. We call it in Germany, they call it a degree of skilled worker. So you take a training for a period of 3 years. So this involves both practical and theoretical part of it. Then after the 3-year program, you're given a degree of skilled worker. Now, with that degree of skilled worker, it opens up opportunities for you in Germany. So number one, with that degree, you can be able to land a permanent job in Germany. And you are mostly, those that enroll in the apprenticeship are accommodated by their host company. So let's say you're going to a company that deals with sales, and you take a 3-year program in sales. You'll find that after the 3-year elapses, mostly you will be accommodated by the company and will be given permanent work in Germany. So that is number one avenue for those that enroll in apprenticeship. Then the apprenticeship program also opens up opportunities for those that wish to take further training. So after taking the 3-year program and you have a degree of skilled worker, you can easily enroll to an institution of higher learning. Here we are looking at colleges or universities to take a training of your dreams. Then number 3, it also gives you an opportunity to be self-employed in Germany. So suppose you don't want to work to be employed as a worker in Germany, or you do not want to enroll to undertake further studies, then the degree of skilled worker opens up an opportunity for you to start your own business in Germany, because you have the skills that you've learned for the past 3 years. And I would like to mention that Germany opens up opportunities for those that study there. It opens up opportunities because their skill set is a high-ranking skill set. So with that one, you can be able to start up something, a business of your own in Germany, and you can be able to proceed with your life in Germany. Then you also have an option of returning home, because you've gotten a skill and you have a degree. You can return home and you'll be able to attract employment in different sectors here in Kenya. So apprenticeship opportunity opens up avenues for different ventures, both in Germany and here in our motherland. So the age bracket for those that wish to undertake apprenticeship is between 18 to 55 years. So the program is open for those that are, that is the working age of 18 to 55 years. Then, like any other program, German language is also a requirement for apprenticeship. And here we are looking at level B1 of language training. So that was with the apprenticeship. So our next program, we call it FSJ and BFD. So FSJ is voluntary service here. Voluntary service here. This is a program that runs from, between 6 months to 18 months, and involves providing of voluntary service to various social institutes in Germany. So it is a state-funded program. This program is funded by the Federal Republic of Germany. And FSJ and BFD is more or less the same. The only difference comes with the people that are to be enrolled in the program. FSJ is only open to individuals, youth that are below 27 years old. And BFD is open to those that are above 27 years old. So FSJ BFD, similar program. It is a voluntary program for a period of 6 to 18 months, and you're volunteering in a German social sector. Then FSJ for those that are under 27 years, and BFD for those that are above 27 years. Then the language requirement for FSJ and BFD is up to level A2, but you always encourage, because level A2 is enough to apply for FSJ and BFD. But because of the vast number of people that are applying for this program, we always encourage that our applicants take up to level B1 of the language, so that to have competitive environment, given the fact that this program attracts a lot of folks from all over the world. So when you're applying with a level B1 of the language, then you have a competitive advantage over the rest of the other applicants that are applying from different parts of the world. So with FSJ and BFD, I told you is a placement in social sectors, and these are some of the areas that you can be placed for that 6 to 18 months. So it can be nursing homes, it can be hospitals, you can be placed with ambulatory services, you can work with care homes. So these are homes of either the elderly or people living with disabilities. Then mostly a good number of people that enroll in this program are placed under youth welfare. Then you can also be placed in kindergartens, where you deal with children in schooling children in Germany. So what are the benefits of FSJ and BFD? So number one, for all this program, you will be given accommodation for the entire period. So if you get a contract of 18 months, you'll be given accommodation for the entire period. And accommodation entails somewhere to sleep and food. So all of that is covered in accommodation. Then you'll also be given medical cover. You're also going to be granted medical cover for the entire period that you will be in Germany. Then one good thing about FSJ and BFD is that any expense that you incur, including the travel and the commuting, any expenses like field work and everything, shall be covered, because this is a government-sponsored program. Then, lucky enough for FSJ and BFD, you will be given a monthly remuneration. As much as you are volunteering in a social sector in Germany, you have to be appreciated for the good work that you're doing in Germany. So you'll be given a token of appreciation for your work. And this is like at least 45,000 a month. That is at least 45,000 a month. But it varies with the different institutions that you'll be attached to. But the least you can get is 45,000 a month. So just like apprenticeship, BFD and FSJ opens up opportunities for those that are enrolled in the program. Number one, after concluding the 6 to 12 months of voluntary service, you are given a recommendation. And remember, it's a state-funded program, so it is a government initiative. So you are given a recommendation by your host institute. So with this recommendation, one, you can be easily absorbed into work in Germany. So with the recommendation, you can easily attract work in Germany. You can land yourself a permanent work in Germany. Or with the recommendation that you get from volunteering for that 1 or 1.5 years, you can easily enroll into an institution of higher learning. I'm talking about colleges or universities. So just like apprenticeship, FSJ and BFD open up avenues for further ventures in Germany. Our next program that we are looking at is au pair. The next program that we're looking at is au pair. I'm sure most of you are familiar with au pair, because it is not just a program in Germany alone. This is a program that is done across different countries in Europe and in the West. So with the au pair, you are hosted by a family. So for this case, we are looking at a German family. You are hosted by a German family for a period of 1 year. So number one is that the family needs to have at least one kid that is less than 18 years. They need to have at least one. They can have 2, 3, or 4, but they need to have at least one that is less than 18 years. So that is the kid that will be interacting with and helping them around. Then you will also be helping around with doing like house chores. It's not basically that you're going to do the house chores, but just helping around with doing house chores. Like when you're after meals, you can help around with washing utensils and everything. But basically, it's about taking care of the kid and making sure that the kid has company and they can be able to associate with somebody. So this program, the au pair program, is open for youth. So we are looking at people that are between 18 to 26 years. So this is a program for youth, exclusively for youth. And with the au pair, you are given accommodation. So you are hosted by a family that is gonna give you a separate room. You'll be given a separate room. Then they are also going to give you food. So you're not going to for our host family. Then the next day you're buying yourself food. No, all this will be granted. Then to add up to that, you're also going to be given a token of appreciation. Like that is the monthly remuneration. You're going to be given monthly pocket money, just like FSJ. That is at least 45,000, a month. So you are given accommodation, you're given food, any other expenses are covered. And to add on to that, you're given a monthly remuneration. We're looking at least 45,000 a month, and it varies depending with the different families that you are attached to. Then just like FSJ and apprenticeship, au pair also opens up opportunities for enrolling in an institution of higher learning. So with after taking 1 year of au pair, you can easily enroll to a college in Germany or a university. In fact, for youth that wish to undertake further studies in Germany, ideally enrolling for further studies in Germany costs a lot. Like for instance, you need to have a bulk account with at least 10,000 euros. 10,000 euros, that is, you're looking at like 1.3 million. So for any youth that wish to further their education in Germany, you see, it becomes absolutely expensive. And these are some things, that's some of the things that we cannot afford. Look, 1.3 million in your account so that you take further education. You see, that is very way expensive. So we always encourage that for those that have dreams of studying in Germany. Now, this is the easiest way to get to Germany through the au pair program. Because through the au pair program, you're not looking at a bank account. No, you are hosted by a family. Then after that, you see now with the recommendation and everything, you can easily enroll in a technical college or a university. So for youth that are looking to advance their education, now this is the best way to get to Germany and be able to advance your education. So those are the 4 programs that you are offering. One for the healthcare program for healthcare practitioners. Then number 2, we have skill program for different skilled workers. Then number 3, we have apprenticeship program. This is a 3-year training program. Then number 4, we have FSJ and BFD. So these are 6 to 18 months of voluntary service in a German social institute. Then number 5, we are looking at au pair. So like we interacted before, we are looking at people who are applying and they're saying they are unskilled. So those that are unskilled, now they have an avenue where they can apply and be able to, get to Germany and be able to venture into other opportunities in Germany. So for those that don't have any qualification, like you only have the ordinary level, that is the Form 4 level here in Kenya, then you have 3 opportunities for you. So that is apprenticeship, that is FSJ, and for those that are below 26 years, they can also enroll in au pair. Now, we have been talking about German language, and I said that we facilitate the training. So we have virtual classes. For those that will be enrolling in the program, our classes are virtual, they are online. Number one, because we are not limited to Kenya. We are open to other countries in Africa. So we accommodate different people from different countries. So for that, we need to have virtual classes. Then number two, a good number of those that enroll in the program, you see, they have their daily ventures. People work during the day. We have people that have busy schedules. You see, we still have to look at the levity. So in order to accommodate everyone that wishes to engage in this program and also not to inconvenience those that are working, so we felt it better to have virtual classes. So we do the classes in the evening, but it also is subject to like engagement between the students and the teachers. But mostly the classes are conducted in the evening, 2 to 3 hours or 4 hours. So it depends with the different agreement that you'll have with the students and the teachers. Then, because you are dealing with mature people that have a lot of work to do and a lot of stuff in their mind, most of the classes are recorded. We record all the classes so that we provide the recording for revision purposes. That is one. Then also for those that cannot make it to class for a day or two due to unavoidable circumstances, because you're grown-ups, we understand, we record the classes and we avail the recording to you. So the classes are conducted, A1 and A2 take 16 weeks. So A1, we're looking at 8 weeks of studies. So that is 2 months, 2 months for A1, then another 2 months and 2 weeks for A2, because A2 is a little bit complex. Then for B1, we're also looking at another 10 weeks or more. So in this duration, we always give some more time for revision depending on the student's needs. Then after studying the language, we sit for an exam. So we have an agreement with GOTE. After our students do the training, we book an exam with GOTE. So the exam is conducted by GOTE Institute. So GOTE Institute is the internationally recognized institution that administers German language. So with the GOTE certificate, GOTE certificate is recognized in any country around the globe. And that is the institute that will be taking your exams with. So basically that is to deal with the language. Now I will quickly roll down to the program fees. So for those that wish to enroll into the program, we have a registration fee of 35 euros. 35 euros is equivalent to 4,480 Kenya shillings. And the registration fee is a non-refundable fee. So upon payment of this, you are enrolled into the program, and we give you an admission letter, plus we send you an invoice for the other programs that you will be applying for. Then after enrollment, we always start with the training. Like I told you, German language is the #1 requirement for any program in Germany. That is, unless you're going for tourism, you need the language. For any other program apart from tourism and travel, you need the language. So we administer the language. So A1 costs 172 euros. And MAQ, these are subsidized fees. So A1 costs 172 euros. 172 euros is equivalent to 22,000. Then A2 takes, the cost for A2 is 196 euros. 196 euros is equivalent to 25,000 Kenya shillings. Then B1 costs 235 euros. B1 costs 235 euros. which is equivalent to 30,000 Kenya shillings. And because of the tough economic times and being a son to, is it a son or daughter to a humanitarian organization, that is our mother organization, that is Center for Africa Volunteers, we understand and we provide you with an opportunity to pay these payments, to make the payments in installments. So for instance, A1 costs 22,000, but you can pay 50% of the cost, that is 11,000 when you're starting the training. Then in the 2 months that you'll be taking the training, you can pay the remaining 11,000. Similarly for A2, when you start the training, you pay 12,500. Then in the 2 months that you'll be taking the training, you can complete the remaining 50%. The scenario is same for B1. And mark you, these costs do not include the examination fees. These charges are not inclusive of the examination fees. Then now, once you've trained and you've sat the exam with the Goethe Institute and you have the certificate, we then move to the next step of the program. So that is a visa application and processing. So here, during this period, you need to pay a consultancy fee. So consultancy fee is 391 euros. 391 euros is equivalent to 50,000 Kenya shillings. So also like the German program fees, the consultancy fee is also payable in 2 installments. So you pay the first 25,000 when we start the process, the processing of your documents for a visa application. Then the remaining 25,000, you complete it during or after you've gotten your visa. Then now, after visa booking, application, and appointment, we move to the next stage, that is the placement. So for placement, we also have the placement charges, and this one vary depending on the program. So different programs have different placement charges. So for instance, the placement charges for healthcare exchange program for skilled workers and apprenticeship together with the FSJ and BFD is 757 euros. 757 euros is equivalent to 96,896 Kenya shillings. So and now this amount also, you don't pay it as a lump sum. You can do the payment in installments. So you pay the first 40%, then the remaining 60%, you can do the payment later. So when we are processing the visa, you pay the first 40%. Then the remaining 60%, you can do the payment during or towards the end of the visa processing. Then, so that is so the 757 euros is for FSJ and BFD, for healthcare practitioners, for other skilled workers, and for apprenticeship. Then for au pair, the placement charges are a little bit, the charges are a little bit cheaper. So we are paying for au pair, the charges are 473 euros. That is equivalent to 60,544 Kenya shilling. And this one also has an option of payment in installment. So you pay 40% during the visa processing, then the other 60% when towards the end or after you've gotten your visa. So like I told you, all the payments we are making the payment very simple. You do all the payments in installments. So that's it about the 4 programs that you're offering and the charges. So Mr. Josephat, I don't know if you have anything to add or admin.
Thank you so much for that great presentation. May I bring to us the admin? Ms. Teddy?
So thank you very much, Mike. Thank you, Mr. Josephat, for this opportunity. What I would want to pass across is
Mike, you might stop sharing the screen. All right, carry on.
all right. So yes, what I would like to bring to our attention is basically the as Mike has said, I'll want to just to take you through a little bit about the administration part of it. Basically, one of the major things that we do is immediately you do your payments, you will expect to receive an admission letter and an invoice for the same. This is for the purpose of records and ensuring that you get the best service from our side. That's what we do. Then for the submission of forms, once you filled your form and you want to now register, you can get in touch with us. That is through our email address, the one either Mr. Josephat at GHIC. We will share that with you, and also admin@GHIC. And once you've submitted the form, that is also for the purpose of records. Basically, we usually want to do everything keenly and well detailed, so that you get a good service from us. So I do not know, that is the only thing that I wanted to pass across. I do not know whether there's anything else that you may add, Mr. Josephat.
Thank you so much. I think that's great. So we'll open the opportunity, give the participant the opportunity to ask any question or seek any clarification if you may need. So you might carry your digital hand, or you just speak, you introduce yourself, your name, perhaps where you are joining us from as you ask your question. Yes, Jacqueline, unmute yourself.
Hope now you can get me. Okay, I'm a new member. Thanks for the invite. I've listened to the presentation. Okay, I'm Jacqueline Achie. I'm a new member. I've listened to the presentation fully, and I must appreciate that you guys are doing a good job in the past. Actually, I'm very much interested. I was so much interested initially, but not like the expectations of Africans. And it reaches to where money is involved, start being a bit. But I'm really into it. So some of my few questions are: first, if one goes all through that, is there a guarantee that there must be a placement? That is number one. Number two, if someone has done a training, I don't think that is under an academic. It's a training, yes, but and you've worked after training. You've worked for a company with such a training for a period of 3 years. From here, when you are here in Kenya, can you get a chance? Can you be allocated? Can you get a placement in Germany? That if you don't have a certification of what you trained for, because as for me, Actually, the course that I did is nowhere there. I did nutrition, which I haven't seen there in the health department. But I also did dental assistant and dental receptionist. I trained in a clinic and I've been working as a dental assistant for a period of 3 years. Can I get a placement even though I don't have a certification of the same? That's another one. And the third one was, I've just forgotten about the third one though, but can you kindly work on the two, please, if you don't mind? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for those great questions. Now, number one, for you to get a placement in terms of work, you need a certificate. That is authentic. That is a must. Now, with such qualifications, we would recommend you to go for the voluntary work, which you can do for 6 months. Now, after 6 months, based on your then you can now move to the sector. Yeah, so that is the easiest. Yeah.
Okay. And do you normally guys get the opportunities for nutritionist?
You have a certificate for that?
Yeah, I have a certificate of that. I did diploma in nutrition and dietetics. So I'm a dietitian in professionalism. I'm a dietitian.
What you'll do, you'll share with us your certificate and the transcript, then we'll advise you from there.
Okay.
Yeah, but for sure,
thank you.
The last bit was the programs that have been presented here. If it's a guarantee, yes, for our programs, it is a guarantee you'll get the placement.
Okay, and for the BFD, if I'm not wrong, for the BFD, if for example you are a parent, can you move with your child or you just go by yourself? Because at some point, maybe for us, we are parents, we have, like, you can say, I have my 2 girls here. So if you're going for such a program and you get a placement, do you leave your children behind, or do they ask if you have children so that they can, if at all they're providing accommodation, then they include you and the kids?
Now, one thing about Germany, they value family, and it's very possible that your children would join you. But what we advise, what we are advising people, when you're going, you first of all go yourself, then you can invite your dependents later.
Okay. So thank you so much. The replies are satisfying. So let me think about it and work on 1, 2, 3. Then I'll communicate on a later date.
All right. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Any other question? Any other question? Thank you so much. She's Wanami. Thank you so much for appreciating the presentation from our great presenter, that is Mr. Mike. Any other question? You can raise your digital hands if I'm not able to see you, or you can just unmute and ask the question directly. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If there is no any other question, we appreciate your presence here. We are hoping that we'll be working with you in this process. Should you have any question, feel free to reach out to us on the emails provided, and also through our lines and phone numbers. As well, you can visit our office here at the Valley View Office Parks, Nairobi, at any time, not any time exactly, but between Monday and Friday, from 9 to 4. Fridays we are closing at 12. So Fridays, if you want to visit, you can visit between 9 and 11:30. So thank you so much, and be blessed.